Welcome to another episode of You Both Suck. It's your boy, Kunal Aurora.
And I'm Dara Pollock.
And we're here one-on-one, baby.
Yes.
Yes.
It's so much more relaxing when it's just us two.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I love our guests.
Of course.
But it's just so much, it feels like low pressure.
It's the difference between hosting people in your house and hosting and being alone and farting in your apartment.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You rip butt in here?
I mean, of course I do. It's
Okay,
my
I
apartment.
didn't know.
I don't do it while we're recording.
I mean, sometimes if I can get away with it.
If it's a silent.
Yeah, if it's
maybe.
a silent one. I come in, we're setting up, and then you hit me with a little something.
Yeah.
A little something.
Little zinger.
Yeah. Because you're like, I'm hanging at home last
Yeah.
night. It's late at night. I'm eating cheese. I'm feeling froggish. And you're like, oh, I'm going to go on Hinge.
Yep. I went back on.
What was the thing?
What was the thing?
What
What do
was
you mean?
like what
The
made
reason?
Yeah, the reason. The catalyst.
I gotta be honest, I have no real idea because I was sitting here having a nice little charcuterie board to myself.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was not an actual board. I didn't go overboard and make myself one. It was on a paper plate.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was a paper plate, right?
was a paper
Yeah.
plate.
You're so big on paper plates. You've given me paper plates 3 different times now.
Don't tell people this.
I
I'm
don't-
gonna get fucking dragged for using paper plates sometimes.
It's fine. It's better than plastic, I think.
Well, here's the thing
Yeah.
also. If like you're here and I'm not serving you a meal or
Sure.
something and I'm giving you a snack, I'm putting it on a fucking paper plate.
Yeah, you
I
come in
don't
with.
care.
I like a paper plate.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. It depends also the type, and the paper plates you use are sturdy.
Yeah.
They're not cheap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not the
they're not
ones.
they're not the white ones
Yes.
that have the wrinkles in them.
Yep.
Those are meant for like in a pizza place that isn't doing well financially.
Yes. Those are the ones where the pizza goes on and it just flops.
It flops over.
right down.
Yes.
I hate those.
It's like
paper plates.
having pizza on a pizza.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom buys those and I'm just
Right.
like, what are you doing?
That's such
Step
poor
up.
person nonsense.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I was having my cheese board plate on my paper plate, and I don't know. I was just like bored, I guess. Like I wasn't tired, and I wanted to go to sleep, and I was like, "Damn it, the cheese is not making me sleepy." So
Right.
I don't know. I just opened it.
You had a
opened it.
fever.
I guess.
A fever from a dick, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's also like I should mention that it's been a minute. I haven't been on a date since like August. Like the last guy that I was seeing that ended in August.
Yo, that was another season.
That's what I'm saying. I took the whole well, I mean, as you know, we started the pod at the end of September. We had been ramping up all summer to this, and I really wanted to focus on that.
Sure.
And I was like, on top of that, there was also just other shit going on in my life that I was like, I need some me time.
Right.
And I just haven't been on it. And then also,
And now you're looking for some meat
Here's the
time.
thing.
Okay.
I'm actually not really looking to get back into it because I wanted to wait until it got a little warmer. It's still too cold. I'm not going outside.
You're like a you're like a groundhog.
I'm not doing it.
You're
Fuck
like-
that.
yeah.
If it was like a couple weeks ago and it was like in the
Punxsutawney
20s.
Pollock over here. It's like I can't. 6 more weeks.
Yeah, I mean, literally though.
Yeah.
I was like, when it was like 19 degrees outside a couple weeks ago, I was like, if I had a date today, I would kill myself just to get out of it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely fucking.
Of
not.
course. No, I get it.
So anyway, I was planning on waiting until it was like maybe March or something, a little spring resurgence, if you will.
Yeah.
And I just, whatever, I went on. And I started actually messaging with some guy who seems relatively normal, but it's only been 24 hours. So
Long
let's
Island?
see.
Is he from Long Island?
No, he's not. I know.
Westchester?
I know. No.
Okay. You have a
This is-
type.
Yeah, I do.
Those who
I
don't know, Dara has a very specific type.
I actually
and
know.
It's
Lies.
it rhymes with labromatic. It's problematic.
Wow, you really phoned it in on
Yeah,
that one.
I did phone it on that.
No, I actually don't have a type when it comes to like, I guess looks. I mean, I will say, like, if you're a white guy with a beard, a tall white guy with a beard, chances are I'm probably going to like you. But
a beard.
I like facial hair.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
not
right.
not a strong beard, and not a craft beard.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what
all
I'm
right.
talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
The craft beard
Yeah,
guys.
where they make their own beer.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I call it a craft beard.
Yeah,
because
okay,
they always
beautiful.
work in breweries.
Yes.
They have like the
yes.
ZZ Top kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Is it ZZ Top who has
It is
that?
ZZ Top.
Okay.
Nicely done.
I got confused.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's like that's usually sort of my type. In terms of how they actually look, they'll look look different.
Right.
But that's like an aesthetic. But yes, where they're from, I always end up with fucking guys from Long Island.
Long Island,
Every fucking time.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know
There's a
why.
type. There's a real type.
I guess so.
Listen, if you're a Long Islander listening and you want to shoot your shot, you know what I mean? It seems.
Here's the thing, though.
Okay.
I gotta move past
You
it.
gotta.
That's what I'm saying.
Mean,
It's clearly not working.
It hasn't worked for
It
decades.
hasn't worked,
We're
so-
under the term of decades.
Yeah, I know. Don't make it worse.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm open to whatever, but it
Sure.
just always seems to fall that way.
Yeah.
But no, the guy I'm talking to is in Brooklyn, I think. I don't know. But I don't know where
Okay.
he's from. I didn't honestly look
How
that
tall is
deeply
he?
into it. He's 6'1".
Okay.
Yeah.
We're the same height. Good.
Yeah,
That's a good height.
It's a good height.
Yeah.
I can take that. But
What was the thing that struck you? Like, what was the thing that like
that he said that made me reply or whatever.
Oh, because he saw your profile and reply. Like, how does I don't know how this works anymore.
So with Hinge, there's like prompts that you fill out. So it's like almost like a fill in the blank or like a multiple choice type of shit, whatever. They have a bunch of different things now. So on my profile, I have 2 things that most guys will reply to.
Yeah.
It says the prompt is my best celebrity impression, and then it's you leave a voice note, and it's me doing my Stewie impression.
That's great.
I feel like
I was going to say Stewie was the thing.
yeah, like weed out the week. I'm weird, and I want people to know that.
Yeah, absolutely. For those, Dara does a lot of. She fills in a lot of empty air with weird notions, strange impressions. I'm gonna tell you right now. I said this to you. I might have said this to you off microphone.
Yeah.
But I said that you are honestly like C-3PO.
Yes, you did.
It's weird. Like she'll just sit there and just do these weird motions and be like, "Oh no, what is happening?" And it's like watching it's like watching AI come to life. It's very odd.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah. So,
Because on the other side, like if you're out in public and you need to like network, let's just say we got a network.
oh yeah,
You can hang.
I know.
I still talk about, I'm like, yo, Dara and I, we were chatting with some people. People were loving us. The back and forth, the riffing was tight. Everything was a good time. You and I left an event once and we like high-fived and we're like, yo, we did some really
great.
good chatting in there.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think people think because I'm just like weird and whatever that I cannot handle myself in public with people. And I'm like, I was in ad sales for most of my career. I know how to schmooze with pretty much anybody.
Well, yeah, you're good.
Yeah, thank you.
So this guy, what?
But anyway, this guy was right at the top because, like I said, I haven't opened the app in forever. So I had, this is not a brag, but it's going to sound like one. I have a lot of likes, if you will.
Sure.
But I don't pay for Hinge because fuck that.
Right.
So I don't have access to view them all at once. If you pay for it, you can see all of them and kind of like pick and choose. I have to just go in order of which they appear. So this guy must have sent that I don't know, yesterday or the day before or something. And so I happened to open it and he said something about, it was like a Clueless quote. And I really respected that because I love Clueless. It's like one of my favorite movies. So that was what initially got me talking to him. Fine. But that's not the one I really wanted to talk about. Now, unfortunately, you guys are not going to be able to see this
It's fine.
photo.
I'll do my best job describing this man.
Yeah. The one before, I was like, and then swipe to the right because I can explain this at least. I'm pretty sure that this is a bondage, like, rope tie that he has in this photo. But this is the first photo.
This is the guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is the guy that was like after the guy I was talking to.
Oh, I was going to say, this dude
No.
looks... Yeah. I was like, geez, you went a whole different direction.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that would be the case. But
this
no.
man, honestly, he looks like... it's like if Joe Rogan just never made it. This is what this guy looks like.
Yeah, that's
it's
a
just
good-
like he kept getting bigger, but like
huge.
No, yeah, it's a
Are
lot.
those not the biggest arms, but like
They're
in a
huge,
bad way?
but like he's got tits.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
not in a
He's got-
and then swipe to the right because that's a bond. I think that's bondage.
Yeah, no, that's
It says
definitely...
and it says I'm learning how to. That's the prompt. I'm learning how to, and
so
then
this
you fill
man,
it in.
yeah, I'm learning how to, and it's an image of a woman's
No,
thigh.
I don't think it's a woman.
It's not a woman.
I think it's his leg.
That's gross.
I
That's
think
even
so.
weirder.
That doesn't
so-
look like a woman's leg to me.
Oh, I thought it did, and now that it's not, I'm alarmed.
That right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. I
Yeah.
was like, this is so creepy. Who fucking puts that on there?
It's basically a thigh wrapped against the calf.
Yeah.
And then there's multiple knots.
Yeah.
Like 8 knots.
Yep.
And 4 loops. I mean, this is insane.
Right?
God, the dating world is crazy.
And I don't even have the knee range of motion to
Yeah,
get my
no.
my calf and with calf and thigh.
Yeah, calf and
together
thigh,
like
yeah.
that. That's
If
that's
you
all
showed
this
him
shows.
your mangled leg,
He'd probably be turned on.
he'd probably come.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely would.
This was a swipe left for
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
but I think
absolutely,
that was
of
it.
course.
So anyway,
Yeah.
that was my Hinge experience.
So what about the dude? Oh, that was, and this is a guy that liked your stuff, and you're like,
yeah, it was
Let me
just-
see your pictures. I want to
Oh.
see the photos.
So I didn't update yet, but I'm going to add the Mike Tyson face
yeah,
painting
of course.
tattoo.
That's a good one.
I think that's a good one to
That's
add.
relatable.
but-
And also, you look good in that one. So let's see. What
Yeah,
the-
I think so. Right now, you can swipe through. That's the lead off photo.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
this
in a
is-
tight dress.
Right.
Let's be serious.
This is bonkers. Okay.
yeah. Which
Oh,
one?
wait. The red one. Yeah, this
yeah,
one.
that's
yeah.
a good
Do
one.
I scroll down?
Scroll down, and then
Okay.
so you could see the Stewie impression is the
Yes.
voice
yeah, yeah.
note.
Right.
I don't remember.
I get
what I
that
had.
live all the time. I don't need to hear it. Okay.
It's not so much that I want to kill Lois. It's that I don't want her to be alive anymore.
Beautiful. Well done. Okay. A little thirst trap from working out.
Yeah, which I probably don't even look like that anymore.
No.
it's
But
been
you're
a
not
squishy winter.
But you're not far off, so it's not so
yeah,
bad.
I don't. It's not that bad.
Yeah, this one was you from a photo shoot.
Yeah.
The Mets one is something. Okay.
The Mets one's it's cute.
cute,
I'm
it's
a Mets
cute.
fan. It
Yeah.
shows I like sports.
Right. You're.
Yeah.
The way I look at it is like that picture says I'm willing to date losers.
Okay.
The dancing with the pizza is one of my favorites.
Yeah, the dancing with
Yeah.
the pizzas, that and the Stewie impression are the ones that get the most likes.
Yeah, of course.
So
This
I think
is solid.
as a lesson here, I think it stands to reason that weird sticks out.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
mean, say
There's-
what you will, but it does.
I was doing a show last night, and this woman, they met on Bumble, where the
Yeah, I
woman
hate
speaks
Bumble.
first.
Yep.
Right. And I go, what was your line to this guy?
Mm-hmm.
And she literally went, "Hey, Denver." And that's it.
Oh, meaning like his name was Denver?
No, where he was from from
oh,
Denver.
okay.
And that's all it took because we're men.
Okay, but so that's the thing. I want to say typically I agree with you, but I hate Bumble.
Because you got to do the work.
No, because you have to start the conversation, and
Yes.
other than "Hey XYZ" or "Hey happy insert day here,"
Yeah.
I never feel like I know really what to say. And the one time I
How
tried
do you think
to
it feels to be a man?
again though, it's like I understand be creative, and I tried to do that too.
Sure.
And this is what happened. I matched with a guy named Jeff, but he spelled it Geoff. So it was like, first of all,
Gee off, out of here.
So I literally messaged him, and I was like, I'm going to try something different today.
Sure.
And I was like, couldn't just spell it Jeff, huh? You had to make it difficult for everyone. And crickets. He just
Oh
never
yeah, I'd block
replied.
you. I'd block you immediately. I'm gonna tell you.
But
When
that's what I'm
you
saying.
try to get like, there's a thing though.
Negging. It's
Yeah,
not good.
it's negging. Yeah,
I
it's-
know.
Yeah, when
This
it's-
is years ago.
Yeah, it's sassy. When it's sassy,
Mm-hmm.
like a buddy of mine will get hit up, and he's a single guy, does comedy, and they go, "Oh, tell me a joke."
Oh, well, comedians hate that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
but it's just like, or somebody will be like, "Are you really that funny?" And it's just like, and he goes,
Yes.
yeah,
It's like negging. And
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't like it. So
Right.
I don't do that anymore. And again, this
Sure.
was many years ago.
Right.
But it's the same exact thing. I hate when a guy will message and say something shitty. And I'm like, do you think that that's good? But some girls like it.
You
like,
know,
there are
can I
some
tell you
people
my
like it.
biggest faux pas in online dating? So one time, this girl, we're chatting,
Yeah.
and she was like 5'11",
Okay.
gorgeous, and we're talking about movies, and she's like, "What's your favorite movie?" And at the time, for me, it was The Big Lebowski,
Okay.
right? And I'm like, and she goes, "I've never seen it," and I was like, "You never seen the movie?" And then I was so bent from her not seeing a movie that had been out for so long
Yep.
that I started to give her shit. And and I'm like, "You never seen the movie? It's a great movie. Everyone's seen the movie.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of rock have you been living under?"
Oh, you went like in?
I
on-
went in
Yeah,
on
no.
this woman.
You can't do that.
And then at one point she goes, "Really, the intent was for us to watch the movie and for you to come over." And that's not going to happen now.
That's a very good point.
I said, "I will bring a DVD and DVD player."
and I hope she blocked you.
Oh, she did. She blocked me immediately.
Yeah.
And then I ended up seeing her one time out in the wild.
That you remembered her?
I do,
And you
'cause-
hadn't met?
No, we hadn't met.
Oh, I couldn't pick 90% of these
You know
people
what's
out
even
of
worse?
a fucking lineup.
She spotted me too.
That's wild. But I do think, yeah, you can't go in on somebody like that, especially not right away.
Sure.
It has to build to that. I like to make fun of the people that I'm with to a degree. Teasing is fun, but I have some friends who love the negging thing. I think it's a terrible foundation.
It's gross.
I think it's weird.
When I see my friends, my male friends neg women,
I hate it.
I want to slap them in the mouths and
Yeah.
be like, please stop, grow up.
Yeah, grow up. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's something we did in like high school.
Yes.
I just don't get the point.
This is pulling hair and running.
Literally, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
like, stop. And that the same thing, I get it even on Instagram, like from my followers sometimes, and I'm just like, no.
Like, yeah, I'm going to say this right now.
Yeah.
Fellas, stop with the negging.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Grow up and approach a woman and be like, hey, I think you look good.
Exactly. How
It's
hard is that?
Not that difficult to pay a compliment. I'm sorry your parents didn't pay you any when now you have to pay it forward in a sick, satisfying way where let me just say something nasty to a woman or man or whoever.
Right.
And I'm saying you don't have to be this way.
Right.
You could just say one nice thing. And if you can't muster one nice thing to say to another human being that you want to be inside of, then you shouldn't be dating.
I agree.
It's just that simple.
I agree. I was dating somebody that a few people actually who like just don't give compliments
Right.
ever. And I'm like, how do you not do that? I
It's
don't know.
absurd.
It's crazy to me at this
Yeah.
age. If you're a man and you can't give a woman a compliment, the first thing you should be doing, I hate to sound like I don't know what right now, but if I walk into your apartment and I'm wearing like a dress and we're going somewhere fancy and you don't say I look nice or anything, that's
Right.
fucking crazy
That's
to me.
absurd.
I think that's crazy. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
criminal. You don't deserve. Then
Yeah.
you should turn around and leave. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
Pull a U-turn. Get out of there. There's no reason for this. Like all of that stuff. I just watch men that I know pull these games, and I go, fellas, this is not the move here.
Yeah.
And also talk less.
Well, I mean, with the men?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Talk less, listen more.
Well, yeah.
Truly, that makes a huge difference too. If I've honestly have talked my way out of getting laid.
Good?
Oh no, like an idiot, like an
Yeah,
absolute,
I know.
yeah.
That's why I was like,
Yeah.
that's not good.
No, not at all. If I had just shut up and listened more, I would have been fine.
Yes, this just reminded me of something.
Mm.
We could potentially cut this if we need to, but I think that this is something we should start doing in the English language. The Gen Zs, I think, need to adopt it. You know how we do this when we're doing quotes?
Sure.
I think we need to start doing this when we're being sarcastic.
Oh, little S?
A little S. Because just even right now, I said I was like, good, but I meant it sarcastically. I was like, good. And because there are so many people who don't get sarcasm.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm one of them. So I straight up.
No, I mean,
my hit rate is not as high as it should be.
fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very sarcastic. So
Yes.
I've just gotten so many times over the years, people thinking I'm serious about things that I'm
Right.
absolutely kidding about. So I'm like, we have this for quotes.
Yeah.
Why not do a little
S for
little
this?
S.
I kind of like that.
I don't hate it.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't want to like it, but I don't mind. I'm like,
Like, right, imagine you're in conversation, and I was just like, yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
It's not even that weird.
No,
Like,
it's really not. Yo, I really wanted to hate this. I came in here, I'm like, Dara, I swear to God, no. That's what I wanted to do.
I'm telling-
that was
right?
my first feeling, was to say, bitch, please.
I know.
I was about to be like, no, but I'm kind of digging the little. It's not even that hard.
That's what I'm saying.
not even- you know what I mean?
So, for the people listening who
Yeah.
can't see, I'm making basically a C shape with both of my hands and then
Yeah.
just putting them together so it looks like an S.
Yes.
And I'm just putting it like in front of my chest, basically.
Right.
Like, instead of, air quotes,
Yeah.
fingers at the top, the little S when you're being sarcastic. You're like, oh, yeah, of course you do.
Hold on a sec. This will work.
Okay. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, and no sarcasm. I didn't
mean,
even do the thing.
That's fine.
Okay.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. No,
I
I
think
meant
it's
it
a
in
good
earnest.
idea.
I
Oh,
meant it in earnest. You see what I'm saying? I did a
Got
reversal
it.
right here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
I had to throw that in there, but let's get into our hot takes while debates. This is just a hot take, if it's even a hot take.
I'm going to tell you right now, debate us.
Because we should point out, this is us being on the same team for
Yeah.
something. This is our hot take, both of us being pro
Yeah.
in this instance.
Okay. I'm going to say this right now. Domino's is good.
And Domino's is not pizza.
Domino's is Domino's.
Exactly.
Okay, accept that for what it is. I think it is one of the best fast food
Yep.
that exists. It's better than any burger place. fast food burger places.
I mean, to me, it's a little tough to compare the two, but
Sure,
you're
I
allowed
get
to
it.
have your opinion.
I understand that. I think it's the best fast food pizza
Yeah.
by a mile.
Yep.
The fact that people come in here and they clown on Domino's, Domino's is shitty. Yeah. Dude, they're not sitting here. Nobody went to Italy.
Yeah.
Okay? Nobody's Nona is involved.
Exactly.
It's a guy named Jeff. All right?
And I don't care.
I spoke to somebody who worked at Domino's and I go, what is that they put in there? And she looked at me and she said gobs. And I'm okay that it's gobs.
Same.
Yes.
It's delicious. It's also its own thing. That's what I
Yes.
mean when I say Domino's isn't pizza. Like obviously by all intents and purposes it is pizza, but it's not what you're going for when you're craving actual pizza. When I want
course not.
when I want pizza like the kind I have tattooed on my arm,
Yes.
a slice from Joe's or something. Yeah, no, I'm not having fucking Domino's.
Right.
But when you're it's like Domino's is like a drug. When you're craving that specific taste, nothing else is going to fill it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need that hit of Domino's.
It's Pizza Hut is garbage.
Exactly.
Little Caesars should be thrown out of this country. All right? Papa John's is a racist. Like, I don't know what Domino's, listen, they're the only fast food chain to legitimately come out and say, hey, yo, we've been giving you garbage. And to be honest, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I think that's pretty impressive. We're owed more than an apology from McDonald's.
I mean, that's very true.
You know, there's so many
true.
places that owe us apologies, gift cards, straight cash, to be honest. Subway, they were out here doing God knows
They
what.
had a pedophile
They had a
as
pedophile.
their mascot.
Enough
essentially.
isn't right. It's like somehow we picked Subway. Meanwhile, Quiznos went under.
Yeah.
And they weren't touching anybody. But Domino's apologized and said, hey, we've been screwing up.
Yep.
So then they said, we're going to try to do better.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you right now, did the pizza get better? Yeah. Jury is still out. But it's the fact that they even said sorry.
Yeah.
How many times have we been in relationships where you've taken an apology, where you haven't even gotten an apology from a trash-ass person you're with?
Right.
Meanwhile,
That's so true.
Yeah, meanwhile, Domino's said, hey, my bad.
Get the apology that you don't get from your spouse from Domino's.
Right? You shouldn't have to, but a pizza place did it. And you're going to say Domino's is trash?
Exactly. Like, fuck off with that.
It is comfort food to the supreme. There are multiple fast food places, and you go there for their menu. Okay? Right? Taco Bell has a menu.
Yeah.
All right? Love me some Taco Bell. All right? It's not something that I eat often, but occasionally. Now, and I know that's your safe space. But Domino's, they do one thing.
Yeah.
And they do one thing all right. And that all right thing is pizza.
Yep, and cheesy bread.
Yeah, and it's not even pizza. They do that one thing, and that's Domino's. Okay?
It's so true. And yeah, people coming in, they've been coming at me a lot over the years because I am a food blogger and a food influencer, and I like certain specific trash items.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up with this stuff. I don't know, who I have to apologize to here, but I'm not gonna.
You want to know who you got to apologize?
Yeah,
Nobody.
no one. Exactly.
Can I tell you something about somebody? Your boy, right here, sitting across from you, big Pizza Hut head.
I thought you just said you don't like Pizza Hut.
No, I grew.
Oh, you grew to
I
Domino's?
grew, all right? I grew up. I changed. I developed understanding.
Got it.
All right? That Domino's is
better.
the better pizza.
Absolutely. Well, I've been eating Domino's since day one. And it's because I also grew up with it. My dad loves like all fast food. And that's how this whole thing started happening. And people see me eating at like amazing restaurants all the time. But then I have this palate that's designed for trash. And I don't care. I don't think it makes me have a bad palate just because I like Domino's or I like Taco Bell.
Right,
I think we all have guilty pleasures. And I'm just like, I hate when people come at me for that because I'm like, it's not like I'm saying, oh my God, this is better than Italy.
Right.
It's just Domino's. I'm just craving Domino's.
That's what
all.
it is. It's its
Let me
own
live.
thing. Let it be its own thing. That's the thing
Exactly.
that really annoys the hell out of me. And you know what's even more frustrating? Living in New York City, the amount of guff
Yeah.
people, New Yorkers, would-be New Yorkers, people that moved here 10 years ago and feel like they can call themselves New Yorkers, those people coming in here and going, well, you know, how could you do it when you can get yourself a good New York City slice? You don't think I'm aware that I can get myself a good New York City slice?
Of course.
You don't think I can go, thank you for the information today. I'm aware of that, but I'm in the mood for something.
What is your go-to Domino's order?
I'm gonna tell you right now. You gotta obviously pitch the pie that you know that you put me onto.
Oh yeah,
which is phenomenal.
It's coming.
By
That's
the way.
why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah, of course. I'm a bit of a basic bitch. Okay, I like a pepperoni, peppers, and mushroom.
On the regular hand-tossed crust.
Regular hand-tossed crust.
And I remember when we ordered Domino's recently, you had never had the thin crust.
Yeah.
Prior to that, that's bananas to me.
I know.
That's one of the best things that they do.
I'm a hand-tossed whore. So I'm not going to
crazy.
apologize.
Well, I mean, I was a big fan growing up of the 2 medium, 2 topping pizza deal.
Yes.
And that was what I used to eat every Friday by myself. And
You weren't alone.
I mean,
you were with Dominos.
with friends.
It's like that. It's like that poem about Jesus, footprints in the sand. And you know how like when there's like, where were you? There was only one pair of footprints, and it's like it was then I carried you.
Yeah.
And that's what Domino's did. It was then I fed you.
Yeah, religion. A conversation you will always lose me with.
Right.
I'm not going to say what my regular order is because it doesn't matter because I need to tell the people about that pie.
This pie is bonkers.
I mean, okay, and I
Hit
do have
us.
to give credit where credit's due. It does come from my ex-boyfriend's like best friend. He put us onto this years ago and I've been ordering it ever since. It's the regular hand-tossed crust with the garlic Parmesan cheese as the base, so no tomato sauce. This is a white pie, which I usually don't even fucking like. Garlic Parmesan sauce, regular cheese, and then tomatoes and bacon. That's it.
Phenomenal.
And it is, isn't it so good?
I'm telling you right now, I had hesitation.
Yeah.
Because when you said we're not doing a sauce, we're not doing red sauce on there, I go, oh man, Dara might be getting out of pocket. All right. And then I go, you know what? At the very
She's losing
least,
her touch.
Yeah, I go at the very least, I'll still have the stuff that I can eat. And
Right.
then if this one sucks, it'll be like whatever. And then this cheesy, garlicky, the bacon for that fat
Salt.
and that salt, and then the tomatoes were the little explosion. I'm gonna tell you right now, delicious.
It's a great pie. So
Yeah.
if you are a Domino's fan, I encourage you to try it. So
Yeah,
just had to share and spread the good word. Anyway,
absolutely.
yeah. Shall we move into the squabble for
Let's
today?
get into it.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Now this one is a little bit long, but I felt it was like it was good.
Let's
it was
start- let's
meaty.
start
Oh,
with
and
it,
this is also from Reddit. Someone sent it to me and I was like, this is good. I like it. So that's another thing I want to call out too, because some people have been doing this. If you can send a Reddit post. It's fine. We'll take them at this point. It's okay. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend to get a life? Me, 27 male, and my girlfriend, 27 female, have been together for a year now. When we met, she was very much her own woman with a bartending job, her own group of friends, and own hobbies. Now, granted, this wasn't the best thing because she was in a bit of a toxic era and she hated her job, but in time, she got rid of all that toxicity and got a better job. From the start of our relationship, clinginess has been an issue. She only worked weekends and I had a 9-to-5 work from home. So basically, that meant she was around me every hour of every day except for the 12 to 18 hours combined she worked on the weekends. To make it worse, she was not a good presence at home. If she even bothered to leave my room, because there were several days where she would literally not move unless it's to use the bathroom. She would badger me while I'm working, trying to show me memes or have conversations. I had to tell her multiple times that just because I'm working from home doesn't mean that my work requires any less focus and that this isn't quality time while I play on my computer. The thing is, I wasn't even angry because I knew there were some bad elements in her life and maybe this was her escape. So over time, we had some great conversations. She made better friends and she left her old job for a day job that she loved, so we got our space. Things regressed after Christmas break. Basically, she decided to take an indefinite sabbatical, so now she's here 24/7. She almost never goes to her own apartment, never hangs out with her friends, never does her hobbies. I asked about her mental health and even offered to put her in touch with my old therapist, but she insists she's fine. She just likes not having to do anything. I brought up that she should be spending time with her friends or at the very least enjoying her hobbies. She insists she's not interested. Once again, I brought up the conversation about us having our own lives, even though our relationship is the priority. She basically was like, yeah, of course, but no attempts at changing. Things came to a boiling point yesterday when she kept trying to show me memes while I was working, and I snapped and told her to get that shit out of my face. She got really angry and said it was ridiculous to get that mad over your girlfriend trying to spend time with you, and I told her it's ridiculous for a grown woman to be shoving memes in her boyfriend's face all day. And I said she needs to get a life and stop being so codependent. It very much hurt her. I could tell right away. I apologized but couldn't really console her because I was literally about to be in a meeting. She ended up going to her apartment while I was on Zoom, and she hasn't returned my calls or texts. I genuinely think my anger came from a valid place, but I felt like I shouldn't have snapped like that, especially when memes are part of our love language and everything seems to have just escalated so quickly. IDK.
All right. You wanna kick off, or should I kick off?
I mean, I do want to say right off the bat, I do agree that memes are a love language.
Oh, I was going to say I hate the world we live in because memes are a love language.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know. And it's crazy because I'm thinking about it, and all the people I really care about are sending me memes all day long.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's a closeness.
And you know what's crazy? I send memes.
Yeah. I mean, you sent me, well, you didn't send me a meme, but you sent me like a funny video this
today.
morning. Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's what, are you just realizing you're one of us? Well, welcome. I welcome you to the dark side. Take this. It looks dangerous.
I should put this.
You'll need this.
Okay. The Zelda reference is beautiful. I do like it.
I knew you would like that.
Yeah, and I want to put this in my mouth because I feel like such an idiot. I feel crazy.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's a thing. And it's weird that this was the submission because I came across this about a month or so ago. It was around Christmas, and I don't know why, but for some reason I went to like my messages and I was looking at some of the guys that I've dated in the past.
Yeah.
I was a little drunk and I was like, let's see what this communication looked like, because sometimes I'm like, maybe I missed something.
Sure.
I like to revisit, you know? And I went to the DMs on Instagram, and for most of the ones that I really liked, it was a lot of memes back and forth. And then I think about my friends.
Why are memes a love language?
I think it's because a lot of them are like inside jokes, and they're also very relatable. I think that's why people like memes in the first place, is a lot of times they're very relatable to a specific type of person or subset of people.
Yeah.
So when you have that connection with somebody, you know how they are deep down, you send them that meme being like, oh my God, this is so us. And it's just like, oh, I love that. I don't know. Yeah. I think that's what it is.
No, I agree. I think that it's accurate. I think that it's something inside. It's something you share.
Exactly.
It's something that it's like, it's something that's going to bring joy to them, and you want to give that to them.
And exactly. It's always like funny, silly, whatever.
Right.
It's
or even heartfelt.
Yeah. But that's why. I mean, most of my best friends, I have friends that I barely speak to, and I'm speaking like in actual sentences, but we still send each other memes on the reg.
My buddy has been sending me countless memes.
Yeah.
And I don't think, what if somebody doesn't keep up with them?
I think that says something.
Right, but it's like, I know what it says, but
what do you mean?
It's just like if somebody sends you a bunch of memes and you just don't respond to all of them.
Oh, I feel, well, not all of them. I think it's different if you straight up stop replying, then I think that says something. But if you miss a few, I don't think it's the end of the world. It happens. I have a group chat with like two of my good guy friends, and we literally, that's all we do.
It's just meme exchange.
It's just memes and videos, like dumb shit. I mean, I don't, you know.
Yeah, no, I do this with all the people I care about. Like I sent you a meme.
Yep.
I sent Dina.
I'm telling you, it's
I sent
real.
her a thing about somebody pulling back sheets on their bed.
Yeah.
And there was 11 cheese in there. Just 11 chihuahuas in there.
Yeah.
And I remember her.
Cheese, like chihuahuas? I just said cheese,
no.
like cheese wedges.
No,
or
not
something.
like cheese wedges. No. It's but it's like 11 chihuahuas are in the bed.
Yeah.
And you know what was crazy? She was in another room and I heard her open it.
Yes.
And that feeling when she went, aw.
Yes.
It warmed my heart.
Okay, so thank you. I was actually, coming back to this, because I was going to bring this up. When I was with Steve, that's my ex, here's the quotes again. Anyway, when I was with Steve, we lived together, and he worked, it was not like super similar to this because I also had a job, but we were both working from home.
Sure.
But I used to like stay in the bedroom and he would be working out here, or vice versa. We would change it up usually. But point being is that we used to send each other memes all the fucking time. Like if I knew he was on a Zoom that he was going to be bored by, I would send him a meme or something, and you could hear him in the other room open it and be like, and I'd be like, yay.
Yes.
Like I think there's something to that.
Yeah,
So,
it's like a sweet little love note.
right. But the difference though, I'll say, and especially in my case, I would never, if he was in the middle of something with work, I would never walk up to him and shove my phone in his face and be like, you need to see this. That
Yeah.
I wouldn't do.
No,
I send it so you can see it on your own time.
Right.
That's the
That is
difference.
the good thing about, you know what that is? That is not, you're not holding a person hostage.
Exactly.
And if you're going to share memes with
Right.
those you care about, you have to allow them to have it on their time.
Exactly.
It
But
is.
yeah.
It is a different era we're living in where memes are a love language,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm accepting that right now as it's washed over me. But it is kind of like, but
Yeah.
back in the day, people used to actually just send love notes.
That's true.
Yeah, and now it's
but this
all
is what it's become now.
right.
And in this case, I do still think also it sounds like depression could be playing a factor here.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
I was just, when she wants to lay in bed
And do
all day
nothing.
and do nothing, when somebody says they want to do nothing, they are depressed.
Yeah.
That's just really what it is.
Yeah.
It's not like they work on a boat in Alaska for 6 months and then they come back and they go, listen, I'm not going to do anything for
Right.
6. That's
You've
a
earned
different
that.
story. This isn't Deadliest Catch. This is a woman who's laying in bed and will only leave to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
That is a sign of depression.
Yeah.
This is as clear cut as it gets.
He did ask, so that's kind of on her if she's not self-aware enough to really make that connection. He can't force her to go to therapy.
He can't force her to go to
Right.
therapy, but he can force himself to be like, well, then this has to stop.
Yeah.
You have to remove yourself from the situation. I'm
And
going
they
to say
don't-
this right now.
Yeah.
I think it's time. I'm going to have to go
okay.
on this hot.
We're going to have to go on a slow Zoom again.
We might have to go on a slow. I'm about to go on a hot rant right now.
Okay.
All right. If you're dating someone who has no hobbies or interests, they are a loser.
Yeah.
That's it. That's really what it comes down to. They don't have to make a single dollar off the thing that they enjoy doing. But if they have nothing that they enjoy doing, they are a loser, and you need to find a way to let them know as such. Nothing is more pathetic than when you're with somebody and if their entire life is you and you can't even help them out of it, you're a sociopath yourself. But beyond that, do not date somebody who's got nothing going on. I mean it. It is a nightmare to date. Most relationships, I think, crumble because of a lot of one person waiting on the other person to be their connection to the world.
Yeah. I think
It's
that's true.
sad.
I think that's true. And I do think it is a big red flag when somebody has no interests, no hobbies, no friends. It is a red flag.
Huge red flag. It is.
Sorry, it is.
Yeah, it's red, red, and red.
Yeah.
All right, that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
However, it did seem like this person wasn't always that way.
Sure.
You didn't go into this. I hate to say, this is not what you signed up for, but it
Right.
is. This person didn't sign up for that version of this person. And
Right.
I'm not trying to be insensitive because people go through shit, people change. And I had a similar situation when I was with Steve where I was definitely depressed, but I wasn't, again, like this. Like, I kept my, space when he was working, whatever. But like, I was still self-aware enough to know that something was wrong. So
Right.
it's like, you can't force people to look at themselves that way.
I'm
But
not
she
saying
wasn't
you got-
always that way.
I'm not saying you got to force them to look at themselves
Yeah.
that way. I get it. You can't commit her to therapy.
Exactly.
Sure, but there reaches a point where you got to go, listen, I'm on this boat and you see these docks where you refuse to budge from.
Yeah.
This is where I leave you.
But that's what I'm saying. Then you think that warrants a breakup?
Yes.
You do?
I do. I
don't
think if
know.
a person is giving you no options, then you've left them no options. Now that's it. It's just time to move the hell on. Like, they're refusing to get better. They're refusing to talk about it. They think that what they're doing is healthy. These types of things, after a while, you just gotta go like, I can't. This isn't. They refuse to help themselves. And
Well,
maybe let's do a little shift right here.
Yeah.
Maybe this is who they're comfortable being.
Right.
You want to know what's even worse then? That's just not a person you're comfortable being with.
Well, yeah, I could see that too. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really even think of it from like is this deserving of a breakup angle? Because I really didn't. I didn't think that because to me, I also do think everybody has their own breaking points. And it didn't really sound to me like that's where this person was coming from with the like, am I the asshole question?
Sure.
It sounded more like they wanted to know, were they wrong for snapping? And I mean, we'll address that now, I guess. I do think he was wrong for snapping, but I don't blame him. I think I would have as well. I would have apologized, and I think he did the same. But I think the snap was coming, if it really is accurate in what he's describing, and that she wasn't leaving him alone and very clingy and just not doing anything. And I might have snapped too.
I'm going to tell you right now, I think there's nothing wrong with yelling at your partner. I'll say it. I don't care.
Hang on, though.
Yeah.
Yelling is one thing, but like the whole calling them names or anything really mean. Okay, yeah.
I'm not saying you got to be mean.
Right.
Okay? But I think there's
Get a life is fucking mean, dude.
It is. Listen,
mean.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think that that's mean.
You probably thought that was funny.
Oh, are you kidding me? I chuckled like a little girl.
Yeah, I did too.
All right. It was great.
I laughed a little.
I don't think that there's nothing wrong with yelling at your partner when they refuse to hear you. I think it reaches, and listen, you can apologize afterwards.
Right.
All right? And that's totally okay. But I think that if you're going to sit here, this person's going to shove their phone in your face. You've asked them repeatedly to stop doing a thing. Then you have to, you're left with no choice.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not saying, listen, is it ideal? No.
No.
Of course not.
But it happens.
And there's nothing wrong with showing emotion in a relationship.
Well, I mean,
because you can apologize.
Thank you for saying that, because I think our society still wants everyone to believe that it's not okay to show emotion.
Right.
Especially for women. It's like, God forbid we have a moment where we break and we're not perfect.
I was specifically talking about men.
I was
kidding. I'm kidding.
I misheard that.
It's fine. It's like, I just think that anyone should be able to yell in a relationship.
I mean, I agree with that, but that's also because I grew up in a
I'm not
house.
saying come home and have at it.
No,
you like come home from the office and you're just yelling at no, but it's like if they refuse to listen to you and you gotta snap them back into reality as to what the hell you're doing out here. I think it's necessary.
It's tough though, because I'm gonna bring this back to me again, but I've dated a lot of guys who, and I think we've talked about this on other episodes, but I've dated a lot of guys who did not grow up in a house where yelling was a thing. And they take yelling as a very bad sign. And that was one thing I learned about Steve and a couple of my other exes, that when I got mad and if I yelled, they got so like, oh my God, the world is fucking ending. And I was just like, to me, this is normal. I'm like, this is how we talk.
I understand that.
You know,
I
so
get
it's
that.
like, that's why I want to say I agree with you.
Right.
But you got to know who you're dealing with, because if the
that's
person,
also true too.
Yeah, the person on the receiving end of it, if they're not used to that, they're gonna think that it's the worst thing in the world.
Absolutely, I think that stuff is important, but it's like holding on to your bottling your emotions.
No, yeah, of course.
And they continue to do a thing that is crossing the line and frustrating to you.
Then you're gonna snap.
Yeah, you got to snap. Sometimes it's necessary. I've snapped on friends. I've snapped on girlfriends. I've snapped on all sorts of people.
Yeah,
I mean, and it situations that I thought were. I mean, they'd left me no choice, and it reached that point.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to let them know. And then you can apologize. I think it's okay to say sorry when you're in the wrong. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
But to sit there and then just take this nonsense, I don't think that this person had reached a boiling point. And it reached where, and this is what happens when it boils over.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, is like, it sounded like he was trying to keep his cool for a really long time and didn't, and it blew over, like you said. So I unfortunately understand that. I don't know. I mean, are we at the point of judgment? Was there anything else that we missed?
I mean, I think that the clear case of depression is it's clear. It's there.
Yeah.
There's just nothing.
But again, that one does suck, because like you said, you can't force somebody to go into therapy, and to say breakup, I don't know. It didn't seem to me like it was, well, I guess it could now. Now I'm kind of shifting my
because
thinking.
like if somebody
maybe,
if like, just put it this way. Let's say I'm like, you're dating somebody.
Right.
They're at home all the time. They're on a sabbatical from work.
Which, by the way, sabbatical is a hilarious word to use for someone who's a bartender.
Yeah, it's also absurd to be like, I'm taking a sabbatical. You're unemployed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you are.
Yeah. Oh, and she did get a regular job, right? I think.
Right.
Okay,
but
sorry.
even so,
whatever. Still.
Now you're doing this, and the person, like, they won't get out of your face. They won't seek help. They won't leave the bed. How long do you endure?
That is a good question. And you know, it's weird, because I am thinking now.
There's
back
no
to-
real right answer. I think it's to each person.
I think that's unfortunately what I was
Yeah.
just going to say. It depends on the person because like his threshold, if you will, might be higher than yours or mine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it depends on how fed up you are with this person and if you think they're capable of that change. But
You ever you ever tell a person that you're dating they got to go to therapy?
yes, but like I don't know. I have suggested it to
Yeah.
some guys that I've been dating. Yeah,
But not
absolutely.
in a fight. Not in a fight. I
Not
meant
in a
like
fight.
in earnest.
Not in a fight.
Yeah, because to
No.
suggest it in a fight is cold.
No, not
Yeah,
in a
you
fight.
need help is wild.
But
to
like
say
I've
it as an
definitely
argument.
said you should go to therapy.
Yeah, right. No, absolutely. 100%. I've said it to people I've dated, and it's
Yeah.
just like, and I'm like, listen, the way, and realistically, you got to approach it in that way, like in a caring fashion. You got to be like,
Exactly.
listen, you're not treating yourself right.
Right, exactly. And
So-
like it's coming from a place of care,
Right.
but I absolutely think that if you are somebody like one of us who has been in therapy for a while,
Mm-hmm.
it does come off a little holier than thou. So it does kind of come, you got to
Does it?
I think so. You don't think so?
What, to tell somebody they need to go to therapy?
I think it does a little.
I don't think at all. I think
Oh,
it's-
that's interesting.
I think it's if you're
I do, yeah.
if you're coming from a place of legitimate concern
Mm-hmm.
and care and be like, listen, I love you.
Yeah.
I want you to be. I know you're capable of being better.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with. There's no holier than thou attitude.
I don't know. I think it is tough, especially it depends on the way you phrase it. But let's
Yeah.
say you say to somebody, listen, I'm a little worried about you. Have you considered talking to someone about this? I think that's a good way to phrase
Sure.
it. But if you say to somebody, I think you need therapy, that
Yeah,
comes off
sure.
shitty.
Yeah. It's all in the delivery,
That's
of course.
what I'm saying,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not saying. Yeah, you can you can come off like a real piece of trash.
That's what I
by
mean.
suggesting therapy in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You can the messenger can really bumble this shit up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm saying obviously careful hands, careful open heart. You know what I mean? Approach them slowly.
Yes.
Make them a nice meal. You know, do it like an intervention almost in a way.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. That is
Yeah.
how it is.
Right,
So,
like
you
it's
know.
that's how it's got to be.
But
It's not like you corner them and be like, "Yeah, I need help, you sicko."
But here's another fun one because I was just thinking about now a couple people in my life that I dated that I did suggest this to.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, I've been before. No, I don't like it. I don't think it works for me. What do you do? What do you say to that? Like, that's a
I
tough
think
one.
it comes back down to when somebody says it doesn't work for me. I that's inexcusable.
I agree with that. I
Yeah.
think I think that means that you didn't find the right therapist
Yes.
and or you didn't really try. No offense to anybody who's used this excuse, but
Right.
a lot of people go into therapy, keeping it very surface. So
Right.
that was probably why it didn't work for you. There's a variety of reasons, but what if they just said, I didn't like it and I don't,
I didn't like what?
I don't know, but I'm just
discussing my
saying.
feelings.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, some
I think
people
that then
are not good at
that's
it.
this is where I leave you.
Oh no, I mean, same.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't be with somebody who can't talk about their feelings.
Right, that's crazy.
But there's a lot of people out there like that. So
Yeah, I
it's
know,
just like,
and
how
they.
do you-
I don't think that they should be in relationships.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's if I can't. If
Yeah.
you tell me, oh, you didn't like your therapist.
Right.
That's like saying to me, like, I'll never wear jeans again. Like,
Yeah.
that's insane. Like,
Right.
you just didn't find the one that fits.
Yeah.
I have fired therapists
There you go.
recklessly fast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because there were signs to me that are like, uh-oh.
Yeah, like I had a therapist that I fired, and it wasn't even in like a mean way. She was a very nice woman, whatever. But I did not like her style.
Yeah.
It was too. Do you know, like there are some therapists that just like will sit there and stare at you?
Yes.
That's not my kind of therapy.
No.
You got to ask me some questions.
Yeah.
You got to crack open that nut. I don't like when people sit there and stare at me. It makes me so uncomfortable.
My therapist, let me tell you how far I've taken it with a therapist of mine. My therapist once said to me, "You're scaring me." Okay? And I said to
You're
my
Tony Soprano?
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I said to her, I go, we are in a battle right now, okay? We are fighting for my peace of mind. And you need to buck the fuck up and understand something. You are a general in my army. And we are fighting together
ridiculous.
towards peace. That's what we're looking for. And when she like I hit her with that, she goes, all right, and it made all the more sense.
Yeah, I've never fought with a therapist because I'm not a crazy person, but my therapist did once say that my sense of humor makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah, well,
That was a
good
funny
therapist.
one.
Yeah, it's like I think it should be it's a whatever way you want to phrase it.
Yeah.
I think that I don't believe that that it's not a fit because you didn't find a good therapist.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but
Yeah.
this is what I mean is some people do use that argument.
Horseshit excuse.
And I agree with you,
Yeah.
but some people stick to it. And like, we're adults, you can't force people to go.
Right.
So, I guess, yeah, in this case, it is interesting because I really didn't go into it thinking about a breakup as a solution,
Mm-hmm.
but it could be. I think if the person wouldn't seek some kind of mental health help here,
Yeah.
I don't see that getting better. Because again, telling somebody to get a life is not a nice thing to say.
No, it's not a nice thing to say, but I think after a while you're allowed to snap a bit.
Yeah, and
You
I
gotta
do think
snap.
the intent behind the statement is correct.
Yeah.
She does need to get a life.
A lot
to
of
some
people
degree.
need to tell their significant others they need to get a life.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, how many times do we see people that are just waiting on the person they're dating to
Yes.
provide the fun?
I'm that person a lot. In the meaning, like I'm the one who's expected to provide the fun. That's me
Oh,
a lot
man.
of times, and I
Yeah.
get very exhausted with that because I think
course.
that they're like, "Oh, you're a food blogger, and you know all the places to go." That's like my least favorite thing is when a guy is like, "Oh, you pick the place because you must know." I'm like, "Fucking just take this one thing off my hands. I do this
Right.
shit all the time."
Yeah,
you know
I
what I'm
will.
saying? No.
When Dina and I go on trips, she'll plan most of it,
Yeah.
and that's she's good at it.
Yeah.
and she likes planning a lot of it, which is fine. But then sometimes she'll assign me a couple days
Yeah.
to me to do the things,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, I got you. And then the other thing is, if you're not the planner, you best better bring that good attitude.
Yeah, exactly.
That good you know what I mean?
Good.
Like,
Have fun no matter what you do.
even if something goes wrong,
Yeah.
you better be positive attitude city.
Yeah.
Bring good vibes.
I agree. Yeah,
All right, are we ready to do some judgment?
I think so.
All right.
Goddamn, why do I keep forgetting the fucking
where that
gavel?
hammer at?
It's on your side, so I'm gonna make you get up and get it. And I'm gonna sit here and flash my feet for everyone to see. Look at what we got going on here. This is fun.
Oh, look at that.
This is a good ab workout too. It's good for the core.
The hollow body.
Yeah, I hate a hollow body hold. Oh my god, I hate it.
All righty.
All right. Anyway,
So it's time for judgment. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to go first, and then you want to... All right?
Sure.
I'm going to say this. You didn't suck enough, dude. You didn't have to let it boil over, I think. I mean, you did and it happened, whatever. But I think that this kind of stuff, you should have been like, yo, you need to... Nobody takes a sabbatical from their day job. All right? It's called quitting or getting fired.
Yeah.
Let's stop with the nonsense. And if the person you're with doesn't have a hobby or something they're really passionate about, you really need to reconsider your options as to who you're dating. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say, though, and I can't even say that she sucks. I think she's actually depressed, which makes things even worse. Because when somebody's depressed and they can't even see it, they're in the dark, in the woods, and sort of lost. And I feel bad for that kind of person because they don't even know it. And there's so many people that are walking around that way, and it's a horrible situation. Yeah. So I'm going to say nobody sucks in this circumstance.
interesting.
And I really wanted to.
Yeah, I'm shocked by that, actually.
know.
I was not thinking you were going to go that way at all.
Yeah.
I basically agree with you. I don't think he sucks. I think he sucks for the one instance in saying that she should get a life because it's just not a nice thing to say. I think that's also something that will stick with that girl for a little longer than it probably should,
Especially when memes are the love language.
that too, but also just given that she is probably depressed, it's
Yeah.
not going to sit well, you know?
Right.
So I do think he sucks for that. But overall, I do think she sucks a little because I will agree she's probably depressed and going through some shit, but at the same time, you gotta be a little more self-aware than this. You're almost 30 years old. Your boyfriend told you multiple times that you should be not getting a life, but that he doesn't like it when you do XYZ and you keep doing XYZ. That becomes a little bit of you're completely just disrespecting his boundaries. He put up the boundary and you're just walking right over it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to actually say that she sucks.
Wow.
Sorry.
All right.
And you know I'm real sensitive to people with depression issues, but
not that much.
I mean,
Dara got no love for this.
Listen, I'm just saying, I think that she's got to own up and
Yeah.
take responsibility. You're not a fucking child. Like,
Fair enough.
Whatever.
So if you've got squabbles, let us sort them out. How do they get in? How do
Yeah.
they get these squabbles at
it
us?
still sounds like it should be a saying, and I don't know what the second part of that like phrase is. You've got squabbles, we've got like there's it sounds like
Yeah.
a cheer.
Yeah, or like
but
a
I don't-
like a rhyme.
Like
yeah,
a rhyme.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. We're gonna come up with it eventually. Anyway, if you have squabbles or if you find a Reddit one that you think is funny, you can send it to us on Instagram. We have a link in our bio that has the squabble submission form, and you can send it there. You can email us. All that stuff is in our Instagram, which is at You Both Suck Podcast. And I am Dara Pollock.
I'm at All Day KCA. Thank you for leaving reviews. Those who people that
Yes, we
left
got-
reviews.
We got a few new ones this past week,
which is great.
yeah.
But if you're listening on Spotify, hit that 5-star, and there's no review that needs to be left.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
that
true.
simple.
Yes, that's a good point I meant to say, because I think people got confused. Spotify, you can only rate.
Yeah.
You can't leave a review there. The review is on Apple Podcasts.
Right.
So if that helps. But
All right.
I think that's about it. So we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.